The International Women's Week of Prayer holds this week. Thanks for joining me. This is the Winning All News. On the news today, the ECWA Women's Fellowship Week holds her International Week of Prayer from the 28th of November through to the 3rd of October, which has seen women all over ECWA actively involved and being encouraged on various issues surrounding living in today's world. ECWA women have been called to be noble. Take that again. ECWA women have been called to be noble to their husbands from the study text found in 1 Samuel chapter 19 verse 17 and 18 during a Bible study session at ECWA Family Church, Rangarasang, Rantia State, Locust, Jos Plateau State, as part of the event scheduled for the the Women's Fellowship International Week of Prayer for the year 2024. In a group study that took place on Tuesday, the 29th of October 2024, women have been tasked to serve as helpers to their husbands, give the necessary advice, defend their husbands, and always pray for their families. The International Week of Prayer is a time of refreshing and retracting steps or lifestyles that hinder women from performing their roles as helpers to their husbands and making an impact in their homes and society. Women have been admonished to be deliberate. Take that again. Women have been admonished to be deliberate and give their husbands the needed support. Additionally, it was a timely message for Christian women to take responsibility in bringing succor and not danger or pain to their husbands, as the cost of living is very high. The ECWA Headquarters Staff Chapel Hour, regularly held on Wednesdays, had a special program completely handled by women on the 30th of October 2024 as part of her week of prayer. This year's week of prayer is centered on women waiting for the appointed time, a sub-theme derived from the year's theme that says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." The speaker, Mrs. Josephine Saadatu Zane, while speaking on the topic, "The Righteous Woman Who Prays and Lives by Faith," cautioned women and all those present on the attitude towards the ills in the society today, stating that there is need to uphold the faith as it is the only way to be saved. She added that although the world looks like evil thrives and it seemingly looks like the world is decaying, it is crucial to remember that God will definitely punish sin. Mrs. Zane listed lessons from Habakkuk, the text for her sermon, calling on all to take prayerfulness seriously. She noted the need to pray genuinely and in all honesty, pray with a willingness to wait, and pray with confidence. She also reiterated the need to trust God completely without turning to other powers to meet needs, even when the expected or desired answer is not received, as doing so just shows your complete lack of faith because you cannot see God. I'll take that again, because you can't see God at work if you don't have faith. So only faith can give the confidence needed. She then called on all ECWA women to pray for the nation, their husbands and children, as well as spiritual leaders for a discerning spirit and unity in purpose. This was the first time the Women's Fellowship observed their week at the chapel, and the women rendered a song of praise to God and another to encourage all those present. In an interview session, the ECWA President's wife, Mrs. Caroline Ayuba Bagat, and the ECWA General Secretary's wife, Mrs. Talatu Ayuba Ashishe, expressed gratitude to God for seeing another International Week of Prayer. According to them, the week has been enriching and impactful with educative programs, and called on women to actively participate all through the week and to practically practice what they have learned.
We are happy to see these days. And this week is very important to us, we the women, EQUA International. We are happy. We pray that women will come out in the week so that we'll get the message together so that we'll see many change in our houses.
Some members of the Women's Fellowship group encouraged women not to seek the week as rather not to seek the week as routines, but a privilege to build their spiritual and marital lives and to make an impact in their communities.
I'm very happy for this EQUA Women Fellowship International Week of Prayer because the lessons that we will learn are very important. The times we are in, and it will encourage our spiritual lives as women and as mothers. And the week is packed full of activities, visit to orphanages, less privileged, and giving, songs, ministrations. The teachings are very good, and we expect EQUA women to take it to heart. Let it not be a routine, just the way we used to have it any other year as a tradition, but it should be a very special week that we will dedicate ourselves more to God and trust God to live by faith. Just as the theme of the year we are treating, Habakkuk, the just shall live by faith. And with this term that we are in the country, this lesson and the theme will help us to be strong even in our spiritual lives. And that will also encourage other younger ones and our children that are coming up.
This is a very special week for all EQUA women. It's special because all EQUA churches in the country and around are focusing on the EQUA Women Fellowship. They are focusing on them, getting to know their activities, praying specially for them and for their homes. And women are also involved in connecting with each other and praying for their children and rendering services to the community, either to the orphanage homes, to the IDP centers, to the prisons, and to the hospitals. This is specially done within this 1 week. So it's special for us. And it's a time that women set aside to listen to God, to hear from God, and to see the direction that God is leading them in this noble ministry of Women Fellowship.
I am here to encourage the women, especially this week is a Women's Week International. The topic, a noble woman. Truly a noble woman is a hardworking woman, is a woman that organizes her home. She is a woman that encourages her husband and even the community, the environment, and other women that are not in the fellowship. That we should come, we should join hands in serving God in this capacity.
Still on the week of prayer, the Echo Gospel House of Church Regip in Abattoir area of Jos Plateau State on Wednesday the 30th of October had a talk marking the Women's Week of Prayer. The speaker, Mrs. Joy Jonathan, spoke on the topic, The Noble Woman is Innovative, from the Bible passage taken from the book of Proverbs chapter 31 verse 13 and Exodus 2 verse 1 to 10. She encouraged women to do their best to be innovative, of new ideas, think outside the box, and acquire new skills that will improve the economic situations of families and the nation at large. Furthermore, she urged women to live a righteous life so that they can disciple their children in the way of the Lord and also teach their children how to be innovative, right from their tender age, quoting the Bible verse that says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he would not depart from it." Finally, she advised women to do their best to be self-employed so that they can assist others that are struggling financially due to the economic challenges, as it is more blessed to give than to receive. Still on the International Week of Prayer, Ekwa Bishara Rantia Jos Plateau State also observed their International Week of Prayer, and on Thursday held a panel discussion with the topic, "The Righteous Woman Will Live by Faith," reading from Hebrews 10:38, Habakkuk 2 verse 4, and Romans 1:17. The discussants, Mrs. Lois Yakubu, Pastor Audu Nuhu, and Mr. Yusuf Yangs and Mrs. Jamima Emmanuel discussed in-depthly about who a righteous woman is, how a righteous woman is described, areas where a Christian woman can demonstrate living a righteous life, why the use of a righteous woman will live by faith in a timely time such as this year, and many more. Yusuf Yang, one of the discussants, buttressed on the fact that although there are temptations, sufferings, and trials of all kinds on us, the promise of God to the very end is worth it. So the righteous should face it all, knowing fully well that there is hope at the end. Jamima Emmanuel brought people's attention to the need for women to live by faith on a daily basis, in season and out of season, as faith in itself is a doing word that requires action. She noted, and I quote, "You should live by faith, act by faith, talk by faith, and think by faith. Someone out there needs your act of faith to also activate his or her own faith. Your faith can encourage others." Mrs. Yakubu talked about women living a sacred life that is worth emulating, which demonstrates how a righteous life should be lived. She pointed to the first Bible study that talked about a good woman that does not harm her husband, so as a righteous woman should live with high moral principles rather, and morals that others can also learn from. She also gave an example with people who have had cause to join the women's fellowship as a result of seeing others that are in the fellowship upholding good moral standards. There was so much admonition, especially to women, to put those things that they have learned into practice in their daily lives. And the program closed with a prayer from Mrs. Mary Ambore. And that's it on today's Winning All News. Thanks for joining me. My name is Prudence Burga.